Many of us are often so concerned with activities like installing and configuring that we forget to also focus on how we will support this environment once users connect. As we look at our conceptual architecture, we must remember that these layers must work together if we wish to have a solution that continues to work from day to day. In order to accomplish that goal, we use Director. Let's begin. As you can see, we have already loaded the Director. The initial screen is the dashboard that gives you a quick glimpse into the overall health of the environment. The top half of the screen is broken down into those items the support team will be most interested in, such as the user connection failures, desktop OS machine failures, and server OS machine failures. But simply telling the support team that users have failed doesn't really provide enough information to start troubleshooting. That's why each one of these failure categories is further broken down into common failure types. That provides a starting point from where to begin searching the root cause of the issue. Under that, we see how many sessions are connected and how long logons have taken for the past hour. As we scroll lower, we get to see the health of the underlying hardware by observing the health of our delivery controllers. So the dashboard shows us the current health, but there are cases where we need to look at historical data to see if there is a pattern. For this, we move into the Trends section of the Director. Trends does just what you might imagine it would do, but it does that for different types of data, such as sessions, failures, logon performance, load evaluator index, application usage, machine usage, and network, among others. What is interesting is that the trends graph is hot, meaning we can look at different points within the graph to get data that might be useful to us. Let's look at the failures trend for a moment and expand out for the last 7 days. Each dot represents an event, something the admin did to the environment. Those actions may or may not have caused a connection issue. By selecting one of the event dots, we can see exactly what the admin did and determine if it would have had any impact on the connection failure. So far we've been looking at the overall solution, but there are many cases where we need to get to the user level. With that, we simply search for the user, select their session, and are presented with a list of important details regarding their session. We can observe each process the user is running on the Windows virtual machine. We can see details about the virtual machine itself. We see details about the session such as the endpoint, the policies, and the network performance. As we scroll down, we can see the logon performance for this user as compared to the rest in his delivery group. We see details about their personalization items such as profile and personal vDisk. We can also see the user experience capabilities from HDX that are enabled or functioning properly. Let us now look at a few troubleshooting scenarios and how we would identify the root cause using Director. This user called in to complain that the desktop has become unresponsive. When we take a closer look at the session, we notice Firefox browser inside the VM is eating up a chunk of CPU cycles. With the user's permission, a support executive can kill the rogue process and get the user back to work quickly. Proactive troubleshooting is another scenario. The help desk notices a failed machine on the dashboard. This means users are not able to connect to one of our resources. They drill down to view machine details and immediately observe the load evaluator index is 100%. This explains why it is not able to accept new connections. From here, the help desk can do whatever it takes to recover the machine, such as restarting or placing it under maintenance mode. With this kind of information, help desk can provide meaningful response to end users in a matter of minutes. Proactive troubleshooting with Director further reduces the quantum of service disruptions. All this significantly improves administrative efficiency. The end user is then happy to use the mobile workspaces.